Check. Yo, welcome back to Politics as Usual. I am your host, Eric Wright. We are here at True Executive Radio, ready to bring you the new topics, the hottest information that's going on right now in the streets, and we're going to talk about it, see where we land on it, give it the black perspective or the overall perspective. Without further ado, let's jump on into it. So, I'm in Alabama. And in Alabama, I am from a small town in West Alabama called Demopolis, Alabama. Now, Demopolis is not known for a lot of things. You know, we are known for sports, football specifically. I even heard Uncle Shay, Shannon Sharp mention it on his show with Skip Bayless. Was like, y'all don't know nothing about football till you go get some of those country boys, people like in Demopolis, Alabama. So that was one of the few shouts out that we got out here. But we're not known for a lot of things. We're a small town, we're close knit, but we've been having a lot of news lately. The first news that I want to give a shout out to, the Demopolis city school system. Our boys in basketball have reached the Final Four in the Alabama State playoffs, and they played today. So shout out to those guys. And a lot of those guys are sons of people I played ball with, people that grew up under me, so it's exciting to see them. So shout out to the boys basketball team of Demopolis, Alabama. I hope you guys come out victorious. Grind, meat, blue heat. That's what we say. But that was another topic that came up in Demopolis. Now, the Bloomberg Foundation, founded by Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire philanthropist and, a very political guy. His foundation just pledged to the tune of $26 million to build a new high school in Demopolis, Alabama. Now, this high school is going to be catered around healthcare, and it's going to put students on the path that if they want to get into healthcare, if they want to be a nurse, a doctor, this will put them on the path. So instead of going to a normal high school, this would be more of a trade school for people that want to be in the healthcare field. Now, Governor Ivy actually picked Demopolis and stated it in her State of the State address, saying that Demopolis is the perfect place. It's located in West Alabama. If you want to go to Mississippi, you want to go to South Alabama, to Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, it's like the centralized hub location. So shout out to Demopolis, Alabama, receiving that investment in the city, the county, and in the students that's there. Now, there is a few takeaways that we want to think about. So if you bring another high school to that area, that means that it's going to pull from a lot of the smaller high schools, public schools that are currently in Demopolis, Alabama. Now, Demopolis High School is currently ranked as a 5A school in Demopolis, in Alabama. But with this additional school and the students being removed from that school going to another school, like that is great, but that's also going to reduce the funding for Demopolis City Schools and the schools that's in the county. So keep that in mind. So if you see some additional school closures, you're going to know why. If Demopolis High School has to drop from a 5A to maybe a 3A, in sports terms, somebody would be in trouble because we're a powerhouse school when it comes to sports. So putting us in a lower bracket, you might as well give them the championship. But shout out to Demopolis. $26 million investment by Bloomberg Foundation, founded by Michael Bloomberg. Small town making big time news. Now, there is a few more schools that's in the works of being opened by the Bloomberg Foundation. One of them would be in New York City. So just imagine they picked New York City and Demopolis, Alabama to give a start to this new program. So shout out to them. Next topic I want to get to. Now, we know we have an epidemic of drugs, opioids, kids taking Molly and fentanyl and things like that that's ravaging our neighborhoods. But let me talk to you about something else. It's called gas station heroin. Yeah, gas station heroin. The real name for it is tiapeptine or tianeptine. It attacks to your opioid receptors and it actually mimics heroin. Yeah, it actually mimics heroin, narco, Percocets, and fentanyl. It's known to cause seizures, overdoses, and thousands of deaths so far. As of right now, we have nine states that have banned this product from being sold in gas stations, and Alabama is one of those states where it was banned. So if you know anybody in different states, make sure you tell them, you warn them that if you see Tia Neptune, avoid it at all costs because that's only gas station heroin that they're able to sell, and they're getting people hooked on this and people are dying. So keep that in mind. You know, we want to keep our community safe. We already got problems with the actual drugs. Now the synthetic drugs are taking over. So we want to keep everybody in mind, and we don't want any overdose or deaths, especially to any younger people. Now, I don't know if you listen to old school music, but I do. You know, and one of my favorite songs is California Soul. Nice, smooth groove. You know, this was produced around the 60s. Now, the lady that sung that song, Melina Shaw, she actually just passed away at the age of 81. Now, Melina Shaw was signed by Chess Records, and this soul sister would put out classic after classic after classic that will stand the test of time, including California Soul. So we want to give a shout out and let her know to rest in power, that you always be remembered for all the things that you did in the 60s, for the civil rights movement, and just for our soul and having a good time at barbecues and cookouts. So you always have a place in our heart. That's Melina Shaw. She passed away at 81. Now, speaking of deaths, there was another death that happened, and it was a local thing. I'm in Montgomery, Alabama, and this death was from a person in Selma. This was an actual living hero. He died at the age of 94. His name was George Sally. Now, George Sally was a Korean War vet, one of the oldest foot soldiers in Bloody Sunday in Selma, and we're about to have the rendition of that on March 3rd. So make sure if you're in the Alabama area, if you want to get closer to the movement and actually put yourself in the footsteps or of the people that actually went out there, we're having that on March 3rd. So it's always a great thing to bring your kids to, and just to remember where we came from. But this person passed away, and their efforts, his pain, his journey should never be diminished. This man remembered the smell of the tear gas when they shot it at him. This man remembered the sounds of the attacking dogs. He remembered feeling the billy clubs striking him upside the head. Like, as a people, like, we must do way more to preserve our history and not just exploit it for tourism purposes. Many times in the Black Belt of Alabama, we like to handpick our heroes, kind of like they did back in the day. So we only popularize names like Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King or John Lewis. During this time, it was a regular person, regular people, army vets, the cooks, the maids, the business owners, the railroad workers, the students, that has always been the heroes, and we must remember them just like we remember some of the greats like Martin Luther King. Remember, this is politics as usual. If you can't see through the bullshit, you always get fooled by it. Keep your head on the swivel.